So this is how I'm doing the sleeves. I mark here where they're going to be gathered at the shoulder, and this is the part that's going to be fitted into the sleeve armsy hoil, and these two sides are sewn together to make the sleeve. But I have done a hem stitch for the cuff, so I don't have to hand sew it, because right now I just want to get this done. I've been working on it for about 2 hours. Okay, so sleeves are sewn, and I did do a zigzag stitch to make sure that it doesn't fray, because this is kind of a linen rayon blend. And I finished the cuffs. I probably am going to tack this down with maybe a little bit of bias tape. We'll see. But that's where I'm at so far. Now I'm going to work on attaching the back to the front pieces. Okay, so I have now pinned the front to the back, and the back doesn't have a skirt because I have not pleated it on yet. So I'm going to sew these two pieces. I'm going to lay it on the dummy, and we're going to see where we're at. Okay, so I have an inch down marked a line, and then see these ticks, they're an inch apart. I'm actually going to do inch, half inch, inch, half inch, inch, half inch, and I'm going to pleat this all the way down. And then I'm going to attach it to the center back, right there, center back. Okay, so I have pleated on the skirt that I put a facing on. I put a purple facing on it. I've sewed the side down, and now I'm going to go pin in the pockets. But this made a mistake, and I sewed down the pleating twice and then changed my mind and then put a bias tape on the inside. So I feel better about that. So now I'm just trying to see where my pockets are going to go. And then I have to decide if I need to hem it again, because I may have made a mistake on the length. Look at my new dress. My hair's a little messed up, but I wore it out today. I wore it to the store. It's this beautiful burgundy color that I am absolutely in love with. I am wearing a long sleeve cotton jersey underneath it because it's very lightweight. It is very much a summer dress, and I'm excited. Oh, isn't this beautiful? I did make a belt, and it's an adjustable belt, so I can unsnap it, and I can make it a little bit more loose if I want to, and I can adjust it on both sides. And I can make it a little bit more loose. Isn't that pretty? And I love how the sleeves came out. Yes. So I made a belt. I'm very happy with the belt. And I can wear it loosey-goosey like this. Look at the back. Isn't that beautiful? This one has a lot more pleating. And it is snap closure. So today I'm wearing my petticoat and my white cotton petticoat, and this is it. Isn't this beautiful? Okay, so I wanted to do an inside view of the dress so you can see some of the hazards with linen-like fabric. And one of them is, if you look at the sleeves, I showed you that I had done the zigzag stitch, and this is why. I ended up not putting bias tape on it, And do you see how it really just shreds? I had to do the zigzag almost like a lock stitch because I knew that this fabric had this tendency. And you see down here by the cuff, I really have to go back now that I have worn it a couple times and washed it, and I really need to do some kind of bias edge or something here, or this is going to show every time I wear it. Now the other thing that I did is I did a collar facing, and I hand stitched that on so that it has a really nice edge to it. You can see that I did not bias edge this, and it also is shredding since I washed it. I also wanted to show you what I've been doing with the pockets. So the pockets are fairly big. I used some scrap fabric for the pockets, and it's a stretchy cotton, which may not have been the best choice. But I've been attaching the pockets either to the front of the dress or to the front liner of the dress for the top, because this holds the pocket up, and you can put more things in the pocket without it pulling the entire garment down and stretching the sides out of proportion. The other thing is that the front is folded over and then sewn to create that snap placket. The other side of the inside of this garment, because of the shred factor and because I didn't want to cut this large piece that had pleated down at the top, I put a 2-inch piece of handmade bias tape along the edge to hide it. And this back piece, just like the front, is actually 2 pieces of fabric sewn flat lined together, so it's treated like one piece. So the bias tape is actually sewn to the inside, so you don't see that sewing on the outside. Now, the inside hem is just some cotton scrap that I had in a purple color, and it is hem stitched, which works really well. Now the downside is that this garment is not the same height on the back and the front. You can see that there's a little bit of a train, and that is a mistake, and I still may go back and hem that back up just a little bit. And if I do that, what I'm going to do is take out the entire hem stitch and take out this side seam up to another inch higher, and then just hem it up another 1/2 inch at the bottom or inch at the bottom, and then redo that whole bottom placket with a hem stitch on the machine. I'm not going to do it by hand. I just wanted to show you the inside of the garment because sometimes I don't show the inside, and this is the reason why I would recommend either French seaming or bias tape placking, putting bias tape pieces on the inside. This is actually not a good look. I should really finish this, and I haven't done that yet. But I wanted to show this to you because it's often that we don't show the inside of our work, we just show the outside, and I wanted to let you see that. Materials: snap plackets, $8. Fabric was a rayon linen blend, $10, on sale in 2021. Cotton thread was $3.75 for the spool. Stash bias was free. Trim hem stash was free. Belt piece was $6.99. Interfacing for the belt was $2. Total materials were $75.74. Labor costs: hourly wage before taxes, $42. 1 hour to cut out the general large pieces, 30 minutes to sew the sleeves, 2 hours to do the belt. I did that separately, kind of in an evening. 30 minutes to do the snap placket. Okay, 3 hours took to sew the back piece, pleating it, sewing it on, making a mistake, picking it out, putting it back on. And then 5.5 hours for the general rest of the construction. I kind of piddled with this. I futzed around with the pockets. I did the hem. Generally, that took me a total of 11.5 hours. Total labor hours was $483. Grand total was $558.74 for the wrapper.